when I was a young boy, right? People used to always say, "You gonna be a preacher," because I used to ask them questions about what they was telling me, right? And so they say, "You gonna be a preacher," and I always say, "Man, I ain't gonna be no preacher because I don't understand it," right? So I'm gonna ask y'all the questions that I still have because I read the Bible to show myself approved because I was reading it in self-defense. So, okay, if you was reading the Bible in self-defense, you would see what I'm talking about because you would be defending yourself with the Bible. So that means you will be defending yourself against the same entities that Daniel was defending himself against, Job was defending himself against, Jesus was defending himself against, uh, even Abraham, you know what I mean? Adam, see what I mean? Because you see the anti of what you using to defend yourself against. So now, if I'm looking at the scriptures and I'm being persecuted, and I saw the way Jesus was being persecuted, and I went into Macedonia Missionary Baptist Church in Eatonville, Florida, and the man turned his back on me, Pastor Willie C. Barnes. Well, how wouldn't I look at Pastor Willie C. Barnes like the Bible told me to look at the high priest Caiaphas? See, that's what I don't understand, right? Like I'm saying, so if I am a preacher and I'm telling you about the Bible, well, wouldn't I be telling you about Jesus as well as the high priest Caiaphas? Wouldn't I be telling you about the whole story? Like, why would I then teach you about Jesus and not teach you about the anti-Jesus? Unless I got to be anti-Jesus. You see what I'm saying? Because who was they teaching about when Jesus came into Jerusalem? Do y'all ever think about that? So if your belief is now based on Jesus Christ, and the Bible says that when Jesus Christ went into your place of worship, or what would be his place of worship, but he say he had never been in there. He say, "Have I ever taught in your synagogues?" So when you hear that, how then do you not see? See, I don't see, and then now, but my life was in danger when I was a kid because you was whooping me when I asked the questions. Then they get mad, whoop you. And so I'm like, boy, back in the day, you better not say, man, you gonna get another, my grandmama gonna whoop you. And then the lady goes, but then I don't even, see, I'm saying, do a religious person know they lying? See, because they actually believe what they saying, but you saying I could read. And maybe the lady couldn't. And she probably got jealous or angry. I don't know. Like, see, because now I'm asking preachers who done went to seminary schools and they done went to college to be, they got PhDs in theology. And I'm saying, how do you get a PhD in theology? Like, how do you know? Like, okay, if you go to school for science, then you would do a experiment and you would have an instant result, and that's how you can then answer the questions that's asked through science, right? But if I go to school to learn the Bible, where do we get the answer from? The Bible that we can read for free? So aren't you really like learning what the person who teaching you perspective of the Bible. So what is your perspective? Like, how do you add it into your life? See, so that's what I kept saying. Like, hey man, my life too real for religion. I have problems that's not mine. See, my mother got a problem. My daddy got a problem. My grandmama got a problem. And that makes me have a problem. So I'm sitting here saying, hey, I don't have a problem, but you trying to tell me that this real problem I got is not my responsibility. But I'm saying, well, I'm dealing with this. I have to deal with it mentally. Now I'm talking to my daddy and he putting it in his perspective. I'm talking to my mother, she putting it in her perspective. I'm talking to my grandmother and she telling me about God. So I'm like, man, I'm putting all this together as a developing mind, and I have all these questions because I see problems that I don't want. See, that's why I don't drink. That's why I don't do drugs. See, and that's why I don't pimp women, because those were my problems. So this is what I'm saying to preachers who have solved their problem. Why would you go back to the problem you said you was delivered from if you not lying on God or Jesus or whatever? See, I'm saying, when do you be a testimony? See, not to what you did and then you like Saul, because right, you was persecuting because you was a criminal, and then you found Jesus, or you found the Prophet Muhammad or Allah through incarceration. See, so after you failed to become the seed that your heart was telling you to be, you found your heart's desire incarcerated. So see, did you ever find God free of mind and body? Or was you enslaved with the body and then you open your mind to God? Now, only you who have been incarcerated and found your God in your incarceration would know that answer, right? But what I'm saying to you is, if you have always been yourself, then wouldn't you be proving your covenant? I'm asking the religious convert, right? Because you wasn't who you say you are now when you was who you was. So who you are now? See, shouldn't you be the example of God if you did the devil's example? That's why you was incarcerated, for the things you did, not for the things you said. See, now you're saying things about somebody else and you're enriching yourself off the things you saying. So see, before you enriched yourself off of the things you did for the devil. Now you enriching yourself off of the things you saying for God. But when did you ever take yourself out of the equation and put a child in your place? And then you would invest those same riches that you invested in yourself in the least of these, like Jesus said, and then you would see the joy of seeing a child not go and find God the way you found God. See, why don't you divert the child from finding God the same way you found God? Why don't you invest in the child like the devil invested in you? Then the child, would do for you what you did for the devil. See, so that's why what I'm trying to show my children is how I took care of them. But now, why would I have my children go work for a government that just stopped me from taking care of them? So what I did is I emancipated them from the government that took me away from them, so I can show them how to work for their children, not work for an ungrateful person. You see what I'm saying? Who say he giving you or they giving you a living wage and then take it as if they don't know you have a wife and children. See what I'm saying? So I would rather starve in my lifetime so my great, 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 great grandchildren will never starve in their lifetime. See, but that's what I'm asking the preachers, right? Like, when do you do what Jesus said? See, when do you take care of the least of these like you take care of yourself? See, that's all I'm saying. I'm reading the Bible. So you all look like the high priest Caiaphas. Y'all look like the Pharisees, the chief priests, the high priests, the scribes, and the elders. See, y'all like them pretty buildings. Look at y'all preachers, man. Y'all got nice stuff, man. Y'all like movie stars, man. But y'all don't have all of that exposure unless you get real, real big. So see, y'all got y'all cake and eating it too. But what I'm saying is, how could you read in the Bible that Jesus said, take care of the least of these and look out and see starving children and then take money from their mama, man? How could you do that when the Bible says you're supposed to take care of the least of these? So that means the way you look, the least of those in your church supposed to look the way you look. And if you can't look as good as you look, then they should look as good as you can look. See, because you're supposed to be taking the riches of that church and investing back into the contents of that church, just like any corporation invest in its employees. See, and that's what I don't understand. Like, why the church is not God's corporation if the devil have corporations. So if you are supposed to be as wise as the serpent, then shouldn't you have a corporation where God's children can grow righteously? So shouldn't you be paying God's children just like the devil's corporations pay God's children if you are supposed to be as wise as the serpent? So check this now. So that's me just telling you, right? Now, this is what I wrote. See, it say, if mine for whom simple name is simply Tommy Chancey Council Sr., simple truth, for which, according to the Black's Law Dictionary, is legally defined as accuracy in the recounting of events in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning, simply revealed, for which is defined as the act or an instance of showing as well as disclosing your criminal act, for which, according to the Black's Law Dictionary, is legally defined as an unlawful act in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world that legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally subjects the actor as well as the actors in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world to prosecute under criminal law. Well, to prosecution, excuse me. It says to prosecution. Because this is, like I say, this out of the Black's Laws Dictionary, so that was my fault. So it says to prosecution under criminal law in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole as well as Orange counties. Well, okay, hold on. I'm gonna change that because I want to say, because I want to part them in this instance. So I'm saying, okay, let me go back. Let me go back. Now this dude named Chris, when I used to do, like when I was talking there from the front, now I won't be able to go back and say what I said then. I don't know, because I was just saying it, right? So he would say, man, say that again. And I'm saying, man, I can't say, I don't know what I say. I'm saying it with now. I'm saying, I'm not, I'm speaking from the heart, right? So when you speaking from the heart, how do you're not memorizing what you saying? I don't. See what I'm saying? See, I don't, okay, like, people used to rap the chicks, right? Back in the day, right? And they used to use songs, and I used to laugh. I'd be laughing, and they get mad with me, but I'm saying, man, that's funny, man. I'm saying, you speaking to this chick like she don't know that's the song, man. So I don't see. So I ain't never do that. I don't understand it, right? So see, like when I'm talking to a chick, I'm talking to the chick. I'm like, hey, listen here. You gotta listen to what I'm saying, because I'm saying what I'm saying. You understand? Now, if you want me to redo what I'm saying, then you ain't listening to what I'm saying, and then you wasting my time because you ain't understanding. How can you understand what I'm saying? You ain't even listening. So that's when I realized that you ain't who I need to be talking to like this. See what I'm saying? Because you want a song, and I'm giving you a mission. You understand? I'm telling you what I'm fit to do, and if you down with the mission, then we can get this. You understand? So if you ain't listening, then you missing the point, and then the conversation is moot, right? So anyway, I just said that to put us, to let you see that now, because I wrote it, I can go back. See, so it says, simply revealed, for which is defined as the act or an instance of showing, as well as disclosing your criminal act, for which, according to the Black's Law Dictionary, is legally defined as an unlawful act in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world that legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally subjects the actor as well as the actors in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world to prosecution. See, so it says it subjects you to prosecution. And I was just, for the sake of history, see, I'm saying all of these places are subject to prosecution. See, under criminal law, in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole County, see, because it's the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole County, as well as Orange counties. See, so no, but now I was saying counties, but I'm saying county because I'm distincting. I'm showing you with distinction, right? What I'm saying. So no, I was watching this movie, right, and that's why I'm laughing. This dude, he he was using the words wrong, and so the dude was saying, man, you got to be the most ignorant person in the world, because everything you're saying, you're using the word wrong. So that's what I'm laughing at, because that's why I define and word it. I use the definition so nobody can say I'm using it wrong. I'm saying I'm defining the word. So it's not me. I'm saying I'm using their description, and I'm using it to define the situation. So how could I be any kind of way other than understanding their understanding of what's happening? because I'm explaining it in their understanding, not the understanding of a slave. That's what I'm telling my people. I'm saying, listen, man, I could see Moses. I worked for the United States Postal Service. See, I worked for the government. And now I'm saying, let my people go, government. Like, how you won't even let me help? See, and I'm saying, so how would I not see myself as Moses saw himself? See, I'm not saying see myself as Moses, because I didn't know nothing about, I did not read the Bible. So I'm reading the Bible in self-defense. Then I'm reading the Bible to show myself approved. See, I'm saying, well, hey, man, listen, I'm like Moses. See, I'm saying, look, I went into court and I said Emancipation Proclamation. That's freeing my people. Then I got a company that they done messed around and made a country. See, I'm saying their crime has now made my company a country. And I'm saying, well, if you have made me have to just to do business, I had to free my company. To understand, that's what I keep telling. I'm saying, they say that's why you see 4 castles in court. See, I'm freeing 4 castles through emancipation, and I'm suing the IRS so they can't come back for future taxes. See, I'm saying you owe me, like Caesar Augustus said the whole world should pay him a tax. See, I'm saying, well, I see myself in the law like Caesar Augustus saw himself in Rome. And the Bible told you where taxes came from. It said Caesar Augustus said that the whole world got to pay him a tax. So that's when you see where you had the Republicans, for which is the tax collectors. Those are Caesar IRS agents. So now I had to sue Augustus Caesar's IRS agents for the emancipation of the debt that Caesar's taxes has placed on my bloodline. See, I went all the way back to the original tax layer. And I'm saying, well, if he laid a tax on my people, I just paid the tax in my lifetime. So now why my people don't owe me a tax in accordance with Amendment 16? I'm saying, well, I'm using what law? So how am I illiterate to the law? Now I was illiterate to the Bible. So now I'm reading the Bible and I'm saying, well, if Moses was me, then he would be bringing you the law, because he brought you the law from down Mount Sinai. I'm bringing you the law out of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida, and as well as in the federal courthouse, out of the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida. So if he came down from Mount Sinai and I'm coming out of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida, and I'm coming out of the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida, I'm not coming out of prison. I'm coming out of the courthouse with the law perfected. Now, Moses came down and they had already broke the law. So who perfected the laws that Moses had already broke at the base of Mount Sinai? It wasn't no Israelite, because they fighting on the Gaza Strip right now. They still not following the 10 commandments that Moses brought down from Mount Sinai. Just like the black slaves and descendants of slaves in the United States of America is not following the Civil Rights Act of 1964. So see, I'm saying if the slave never believed in the law that the liberator brought to them, how is the slave ever going to be freed from the punishment that was laid on slaves when they was Israelites, saying that because you keep violating the law, you're going to be enslaved in a foreign land for 400 years. See, like, when do the slave realize that the Bible talking about them and how they became slaves? But if you keep letting a slave who has been denied of his own and her own understanding of life itself to teach you about a book that they was denied the right to even write. See, so if they couldn't write their journey, how can you coincide their life biblically? They couldn't read nor write. And now that I can read and write, people saying I'm crazy because I'm writing what I read. And I'm saying, and then they saying I'm illiterate, and I'm saying, well, if I'm illiterate, how could I tell you what I read through writing? And I'm reading it. But now you gonna ever admit that you've been starving me for 15 years because you scared of my mind? Because you scared of the truth? So you gotta keep lying because you don't want to be the high priest Caiaphas, the Pharisees, the chief priests, the high priests, the scribes, and the elders. But that's what the Bible say you are. So how can you hide now? Because you changed your name to Reverend, Bishop, Archbishop, Pope. So see, now the New Testament now includes all of the names that y'all done now made up to then now sell the name of Jesus or the Prophet Muhammad. See, you selling someone else's work. That's plagiarism. You plagiarizing those people's work. Now you say I'm doing it. I'm saying no. I'm in court telling you about my works. See, as well as Orange County in the state of Florida, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida for eternity and beyond infinity. When do you of a criminal intent for which, according to the Black's Law Dictionary, is legally defined as an intent to commit an actus reus. So it's actus reus. I looked that up. So it's ACTUS. So it's actus reus. REUS. For which, according to the Black's Law Dictionary, is legally defined as the wrongful deed that comprises the physical components of a crime that generally must be coupled with mens rea. So that's mens, MENS, rea, REA, for which, according to the Black's Law Dictionary, is legally defined as the state of mind that the prosecution uses to legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally establish criminal liability in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world. Know the truth, for which, according to the Black's Law Dictionary, is legally defined as conformity with actuality in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world. Now, what I'm saying now is, like, if you don't know a truth, like any truth in your generation, how do you know a truth that happened outside of your generation? Like, I keep telling people, I don't know nothing about Dr. Martin Luther King other than what I heard him say, right? Now, I can Google him and I can listen as if I was in the stand or if I was on the streets or if I was in the church, right? Because he said it and it's recorded. But now, how do we know what Jesus said? It's written and then it's translated. See, like when I listen to Dr. Martin Luther King and I listen to Minister Malcolm X and I listen to Mr. Huey P. Newton, I listen to them. They speak in a language I can understand. It's no translation needed. I understand what they're saying. See, now, if I was a person that speak French or Spanish or whatever, see, now it's not original. It's translated. See, but I can listen to my predecessors and I can hear what they talking about, and then I can see it because now I'm in their position. See, so I'm saying, how can you be in the position of Jesus if you in the position of the high priest Caiaphas, the Pharisees, the chief priests? Jesus only led 12 people. The high priest Caiaphas led all of they was coming to his place of work where he was the head man. So that's like when y'all go to see the Pope, if you Catholic, that's how that is when they went to the Passover. So y'all go see the Pope, you gotta imagine that's how that was. That's why they say the crowd said, crucify him, crucify. It didn't say a few people, it said a crowd. So they was there commemorating Moses, but they didn't even say Moses. They said Abraham was our father. And that's what I don't understand. How was Abraham their father and Moses liberated them from Egypt? Like, isn't that ungrateful? Like, if Moses said he was God, why wouldn't you be worshiping Moses at the Passover? Like, why would you be worshiping Abraham? I don't understand, right? And see, people now starving me, and I'm saying, so are you gonna then read my books later on, and now you gonna get paid while you getting paid off of Jesus now? See, I'm saying, so what you gonna say about me? So you gonna disband Jesus and then start talking about me because the people want to hear about me? Is that not what you did about Moses? See, how did Moses not be taught? Especially by slaves. See, why the Israelites to this day don't tell us that Moses is God? If the Bible say Moses is God. So what God do the Israelites worship? They shouldn't worship no God other than Moses, the writer of the Torah, because he said he was God. And Jesus said, in your scriptures, does it not say that we are gods? So see, the church have a problem with a God. It's in the Bible. The Israelites got a problem with Moses. But the Bible in Deuteronomy says that somebody buried him in the Valley of Mars. Now, how did he write that? How did he write where he was buried? See, somebody wrote where they buried him at, but they say can't nobody know where Moses at, but you find in Pharaohs. So now you telling me that a slave that built a tomb to its enslaver did not build a monument to its God, but yet when Jesus came into Jerusalem, they was so-called commemorating the Passover, and those people who know about mummification did not mummify Moses? Come on, that ain't right now we mummified. I know where my mama at, my auntie, my uncle. I can go talk to them. They right together. Now you telling me that people who built, see, cause the pyramid is actually graveyard for the Pharaoh. So now Moses freed you from Pharaoh, who you built a pyramid to house his body for eternity, where they done found them 5,000 years after Jesus, after Moses, all that, man. So you found the person that Moses went up against, but you don't know where Moses at. You had to kill him, man, and you don't want nobody to know where he at. You killed him. Because history say you know how to mummify somebody because you mummified your enslaver. But you didn't mummify your deliverer. Now, don't nobody know where the deliverer of the Israelites at, but they can find a Pharaoh. Come on, man. These stories don't add up, man. It's like when you put sense to it, it don't make sense. Because the Israelites is living right now. They done multiplied. But they don't worship Moses. So is the Bible telling the truth? Because why the Israelites don't worship Moses? Who they worship? And that should let us know that we not worshiping the right person. Because if they don't know who their liberator is, how we know who ours is? If the people who was liberated out of Egypt don't know who God is, well, how do people who ain't even free in America know? We still being lied to and deceived and connived and all kind of stuff. So when did we get out of the wilderness? But, okay, now, if my for whom name is Petty Officer 3rd Class Tommy Chancey Council Sr. of the United States Navy is truth, for which according to the Black's Law Dictionary is legally defined as factuality, has legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally revealed your intent to kill, for which according to the Black's Law Dictionary is legally defined as an intent to cause the death of Jesus Christ, as well as the death of the Prophet Muhammad, especially as a state of mind that if found to exist in Jerusalem during the assault of Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee and the temple in Jerusalem, for which legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally serves as the basis for the aggravated assault charges against the angels of the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, as well as the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan's, for the angels of the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, as well as the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan's mental assault of me. So see, I'm saying there's no statute of limitations on murder, right? So if you are murdering the idea of Jesus, then you are murdering Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee. See, because you're saying that his death is your blessing. But what about his life? So if you need him to die to be blessed, then you're not looking for Jesus to live, you're looking for Jesus to die. Right there, that's attempted murder in your thoughts alone. Because you're not looking for Jesus to save him. You like Saul. You're looking for Jesus to persecute him. That's why I'm charging you for my mental assault. See what I'm saying? See, this is a mental assault because you leaving me to starve. But yet you gonna take up tithes this Sunday morning on November 12th in 2023. You gonna take up tithes in the name of Jesus, and yet I'm doing the work. And yet you say that I don't deserve a monetary reward when Amendment 14, Section 4, which is the laws of the land, says that you can't question my pension nor my bounty. You can't question it according to the laws that govern us both. So how can you be a man or woman of God and then you against the laws that govern you? So you against Romans that says follow the laws of the land. See, so how can you be a man of God or a woman of God and not following the laws of the land? You don't even let the kids know the lands of the law, right? Because see, it's lands. See, each land, because you probably thought I made a mistake when I said lands of the law, but see, because you ignorant. But see, it's lands. Each state is a land. See, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, those are lands. That's why they got their own constitution. Now, what binds us is federal constitution. See, that means when you go to another state, now you have federal rights because you're not from that state, but you got constitutional rights in that state from the feds. See, so that's why I'm telling y'all, like when you read the complaint and it tells you that they don't investigate agencies right there, man, it's telling you that state to state, you don't have no rights because they don't investigate the state violating your rights. That's what I'm showing you. I'm saying, see, when I brought the United States of America in through its United States attorney, it said that it does not give individuals. I'm saying, wait a minute, I'm not an individual, man. If you put me in the feds, you say I'm federal property. I'm in a federal prison. So now, how then can I be your property? But when I'm an individual, you say that you don't give me no advice, but yet you will incarcerate me, man. See, that's why I'm hitting them with the Declaration of Independence, because I'm saying, well, how can you have that power and we live in a democracy? How can you just take my rights and you tell me I'm part of a democracy? So then that's hypocrisy. See, so now I'm charging you for your hypocrisy, but you say I can't charge you. So I'm saying now I'm referencing the Declaration of Independence. See, that's when I became a king. But see, how do a slave know? Did you ever read the Declaration of Independence that was given to a king? So now, if George Washington became the first president of these United States, right? Now, he wasn't the first president of the continental United States. See, that's what I'm telling y'all. Like, this thing done changed so many times, they reconstruct over you. See, these people like royalty, and that's why they tell you they too big to fail. But you saying, well, why you so big, I can't feed my children? So you too big to fail, but I can't feed my children. Come on, man. What I care about you, man, ain't nothing, man. If I can't feed my children, then you saying you big enough to starve me and my children? Man, you out your mind, man. Hey, you see young dude or whoever that was, I ain't cursed. Even though I'm mad, see, I ain't cursed. That's for you. But anyway, let me get back. Okay, assault, hey, that's mental assault. But anyway, Satan's mental assault of me, for whom name is me, for whom name is President Thomas Chancy Castle Sr. of the United States Navy, in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning, which is why I, for whom name is King Thomas Chancy Castle Sr. of Fort Castles Incorporated, am now legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally revealing, for which is defined as tending to expose more typically the hidden parts of the angels of the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan's false statements, as well as the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan's false statements made in the name of Jesus Christ, to God, for whom are Allah's children, in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world, as well as the false statements that the angels of the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, as well as the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, made in the name of the Prophet Muhammad, to Allah, for whom are God's children, in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world, be false statements, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally made against an act of God, for which, well, let me see, for whom, according to the Black's Law Dictionary, is legally defined as an overwhelming, unpreventable event caused exclusively by forces of nature in the name of Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee in the judgment hall in Jerusalem, as well as false statements made against an act of God for whom according to the Black's Law Dictionary is legally defined as all natural phenomenon that are exceptional, inevitable, as well as irresistible in the name of the Prophet Muhammad in Mecca in Saudi Arabia, for which were legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally revealed, for which is defined as to make known through divine inspiration by Buddha, Mahatma Gandhi, Minister Malcolm X, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., President Nelson Mandela, as well as the named as well as the unnamed acts of God, for whom according to the Black's Law Dictionary is legally defined as the effects of which could not be prevented or avoided by the exercise of due care or foresight, for whom were all acts of God, so unexpected that no human foresight nor skill could reasonably be expected to anticipate their legal, historical, biblical, religious, spiritual, financial, mental, and federal actions within the generation that God's act was born in, to legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, mentally, and federally, I missed one, financially, mentally, and federally allow God, for whom is Allah, and Allah for whom is God's legal, historical, biblical, religious, spiritual, financial, mental, and federal actions inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning. Now, what I'm saying there is, see how I'm saying the acts of God came through Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee, Buddha, Dr. Martin Luther King. But then it's so many, and I hate to leave people out. So I say the named and unnamed, right? Because some people know somebody like me who the world don't know about. See, so I want to give them credit because every action gave birth to the reaction. See what I'm saying? So without them, it couldn't be me because I would have had to be them. So if I was the one that was able to put the light into the dark space of our history, and now why wouldn't I bring all of that light into the case so it would be illuminated truthfully? So see, I'm saying that's why I didn't say Tommy. See, I said actions inside. See, so the truth in because Jesus said, even if you don't believe in me, believe in the works. So see, that's why I'm showing you the actions. See, not what I'm saying. If you go inside of the civil and criminal courthouses, you will see in writing what I wrote. See, so you will know during the age I was, because on that date is telling you when I wrote it. So it'll be that date, you'll see my mind when I was 39. See, now you see I done got way smarter. See, that's why they won't put me in court. See, I spent my time wisely. See, I didn't have money, but I had a mind. So why wouldn't I fill my mind while they got me wasting time? See, so I'm still wasting time because I can't do what my mind has allowed me to do, because the people who trying to understand me has wasted 15 years of me doing what they can't understand. See, they keep saying, well, you can't build no hospital. And I'm saying, well, some black man helped somebody build a hospital because I saw them doing it. I saw them building a hospital they added on to Orlando Regional. And I saw him. I was like, man, so you can build a hospital because they're going to brother right there, right? Now, that was me in my, in my personal understanding. See, that's why I'm saying when something become bigger than you have to broaden your understanding so your understanding will be able to support what you're supposed to do. You see what I'm saying? Because I just don't believe that I was born with this kind of mind to leave children without the knowledge that my mind has acquired. So see, I'm always learning how to make money because my mother taught me that I make money, money don't make me. See, so I guess when people make money, they start working on themselves. But I'm saying the more money I made, the more I had to work on myself so I could understand how I got where I'm at. See, okay, say if I would have just got on at the post office, right? And I would have just thought that I made it, right? And I would have just been working. Well, if I wouldn't have been learning, then how would I know how to defend how I got to where I'm at, right? I would see, even to this day, I wouldn't know. Like, I don't believe in what's going on. I know it's real, but I know it's a crime. So I have to live through the crime, but I have to live mentally in my day. See, and now I know that today is not my day, but one day I should be saved. See, like one day the police should save me in a real world, right? And but see, when you got the people who's supposed to be defending you, protecting themselves, that's why you showing the children that they have no defense. Because the elected officials who's supposed to be defending you is defending themselves. So if they defending themselves, how do you have a defense? So that's why I didn't leave you, because I saw that you had no defense. But see, that's my mind, right? So if I'm sharing my mind with you and you can't understand what I'm sharing, why would you stop me from doing? See, you just got me here starving because you can't understand. That's why your kids starving, because you don't understand you need to go and grow food. But see, you too good to grow food, but you ain't too good to have the baby. See, but you don't want to do what it takes to feed the baby, but you want to do what it takes to make the baby. So then when you going to become human? When you creating humans. So if you creating humans and you need to eat, then how you think that the human you create don't need to eat? But anyway, back to what I'm saying. To legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally reveal, for which is defined as to make something secret or hidden publicly or generally known, that the false statements for which the angels of the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, as well as the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, made against God, for whom is Allah's personal actions, for which, according to the Black's Law Dictionary, is legally defined as an action brought for the recovery of debts, personal property, or damages arising from the private action, for which, according to the Black's Law Dictionary, is legally defined as civil action, for which, according to the Black's Law Dictionary, is legally defined as an action for which is defined as a thing done to illegally enforce as well as to illegally protect the private right of the angels of the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, as well as the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, from the illegal action for which is defined as accomplishment of a thing, usually over a period of time, in hoods, projects, communities, schools, cottages, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world, against Allah, for whom is God's act of grace, for which, according to the Black's Law Dictionary, is legally defined as an executive or legislative act, pardoning one or more people in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning, who have offended me, for whom name is Petty Officer Third Class Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of the United States Navy, because of the illegal actions of the angels of the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, as well as the illegal actions of the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world. Therefore, if I, for whom simple name is simply Tommy Chancey Castle Sr., would have lost my for whom name is Petty Officer Third Class Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of the United States Navy sanity, for which according to the Black's Law Dictionary is legally defined as the quality, state, or condition of having a relatively sound and healthy mind, and of being legally responsible for one's actions in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning, how would this generation, as well as every generation after this generation, be able to legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, or federally recognize the angels of the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan's insanity, for which according to the Black's Law Dictionary is legally defined as any medical disorder severe enough that it prevents a person from having legal capacity and excuses the person for criminal as well as civil responsibility in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning, for which has already legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally revealed, for which is defined as to open up to the view the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan's illegal, historical, biblical, religious, spiritual, financial, mental, and federal reign, for which is defined as royal authority over this generation, that the act of God, for whom is defined as an extraordinary interruption by a natural cause of the usual course of events, that experience, foreknowledge of the event, nor care could not reasonably prevent the operation of natural forces in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning, that are apt, for which is defined as usually fitted, as well as usually qualified to legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, as well as federally confuse the positive intervention of President Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of Four Castles Incorporated in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning, in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world, because of the false statements that the angels of the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, made against me, for whom name is King Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of Four Castles Incorporated in this generation, within the midst of the Garden of Eden. Therefore, if you have lied, for which according to the Black's Law Dictionary is legally defined as a false statement or other indications that are made with knowledge of its falsity against me, for whom simple name is simply Tommy Chancey Castle Sr., in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning. What will you do in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida, or in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida, when my for whom name is Petty Officer 3rd Class Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of the United States Navy's Kingdom Come? Okay, Navy's Kingdom Come, for which is defined as the next world, legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally find out, for which is defined as to learn by study, observation, and search that you lied, for which is defined as to create a false or misleading impression of God, Jesus Christ, Allah, and the Prophet Muhammad in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world, when God, for whom are Allah's children, in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world, Allah, for whom are God's children, in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world, and my for whom name is King Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of Four Castles Incorporated's atheist children, in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world, fine, for which, according to the Black's Law Dictionary, is legally defined as to determine a fact in dispute by verdict, as well as my for whom name is Petty Officer 3rd Class Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of the United States Navy's truth, for which is defined as the body of real things, events, and facts, legal, historical, biblical, religious, spiritual, financial, mental, and federal decisions, for which according to the Black's Law Dictionary are legally defined as judicial or agency determinations after consideration of the facts and the law, especially a ruling, order, or judgment pronounced by a court when considering or disposing of a case in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning, legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally comes, for which, according to the Black's Law Dictionary, is legally defined as someone for whom name is President Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of Four Castles Incorporated, who is legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally part of a high government officials retinue. Is RETINUE. So it's retinue. No, hold on, let me make sure. Because that one, boy, I tell you. But I think that because it sounds crazy, and that's what I believe it was. But I'm gonna see. You can't have no, you can't be all like, if I made a mistake, I made it. I ain't gonna trip on it. So I gotta punish myself like I always do, so bear with me. We gonna learn together. Okay, hold on, let me see.
Retinue.
Oh, damn, retinue. See, I told you, I knew it was, I said, man, I messed up on that. Okay, it's a group now this now it's a legal definition too, but this retinue, okay, and in the Webster dictionary, it's a group of retainers or attendants. See, so it's a retainers. Let's look at that. Okay, retainers is a person attached or owed services to a household, especially a servant. So see what I'm saying? Now, and an attendant is one who attends another to perform a service. So it's an attendant. You know what I'm saying? So it's an attendant or a retainer. Okay. So now I punished myself enough. Let's get back to it. For whom, according to the Black's Law Dictionary, is legally defined as a group of persons for whom are, see, in this case, it's the word, because you know the people are the Constitution. That's why I say we the people. See, so that's why I'm trying to I'm letting my grandchildren know that even if you don't believe in the people, you believe in the word. You believe in the law, because the law, all you're going to have to separate you between these people and what they believe. See what I'm saying? So you believe in the law, and the law is going to show your understanding is legal. See, now their understanding might be spiritual, but that don't make it legal. And that's what I want to show, the distinction between a legal understanding and a spiritual understanding. See, a spiritual understanding, you will find yourself in prison finding. But a legal understanding will keep you out of prison. See what I'm saying? So you should, if you're going to have a spiritual understanding, you need to have a legal understanding as well. See, don't just have a spiritual understanding. But if you're going to have any understanding, you have a legal understanding. So you can then become your God. Because if you looking for a God, these people who doing this to me, they think they God. See, so if you don't know the law, then you're not going to become a God. Because if you're supposed to be as wise as a serpent, then you got to be wiser than a God. Because if not, that God going to put you in prison. See, so that's what granddad is showing you, and dad is showing you. And your husband showing you. See, I'm showing the Castle family how the devil would try to turn you spiritual when you human. And if you believe that somebody gonna save you, then you don't know how to save yourself, and that is a crime. See, you committing a crime by not knowing how to save yourself. And I would be aiding and abetting the devil in allowing you not to know how to defend yourself if I was afraid to tell you my truth. See, that's what I don't understand. If I tell you Jesus' truth, does that make me innocent of whatever crime I committed? So if I commit the crime in the name of Jesus, that make me innocent? But if I tell the truth in my name, now I'm guilty and you not sick? See, that's why I wouldn't want no preacher on my trial. If I was a man and I wouldn't want a Christian or a Muslim, none of that, because they already got a predisposed understanding of truth. So they might be on your trial, get mad at your truth. So now you guilty for telling the truth. So we gotta look, man, see, we gotta keep church and state separate. Because if not, you're going to kill innocent people because what you believe, not what you know. When you go to court, it's supposed to be about what you know, not what you believe. You go to church to find out and get what you believe. But if what you believe don't make you a better person, why you keep going somewhere that don't make you better? It makes you sick. But that's on you. See, that's on you. That's why, as a kid, I was telling my grandmama, man, I don't understand this. I got to get up out of here. See, I was trying to escape church. But anyway, so it says a group of persons for whom are the Florida Constitution, the United States Constitution, the Florida Bill of Rights, the United States Bill of Rights, the United States Declaration of Independence, statutory law, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Ten Commandments, the Holy Bible, and the Holy Quran, for whom were legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally retained, see, for which, according to the Black's Law Dictionary, is legally defined as to hold in possession or under control of Petty Officer Third Class Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of the United States Navy in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12 in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning, to legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally allow, okay, I'm gonna say federally allow as well as, because I was saying and, so I'm gonna make it, I wanna say as well as, legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally attained, for which, attend, for which is defined as, so that's why I already punished myself on that, but I'm getting to the end of this. Attend, for which is defined as to be present for a sovereign, noble, and distinguished person for whom name is King Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of Fort Castles Incorporated, Queen Benita Elaine Epps Castle of Fort Castles Incorporated, Queen Tommy, damn, see, I'm trying, man, this shit get emotional, but Queen Tamika Rayshawn Castle of Chancey Incorporated, and King Tommy Chancey Castle Jr. of Chancey Incorporated. So what I'm saying is, Tamika will never be the queen of Fort Castles. That's impossible. She'll always be a princess in Fort Castles. See, Tommy will always be the prince of Fort Castles. But in order to make them, to give them their inheritance, then to give honor to my mother, who named me Chancey, I then named my children inheritance after the name my mother gave me, so my grandchildren's 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 grandchildren to know that I had to earn that name. Like my mama didn't just call me Chancey. Like, I had to do something to call Chancey. Like, I had to do something good, something like that. It was Tommy. See, so if she said Tommy, oh shit, I'd have done something. Or she think I did something. But if she say Chancey, now I'm finna get something, or I'm finna get praise for something I done done. So I'll be shooting then. You know what I'm saying? But she's calling me Tommy, I take my time, because I know I'm finna get in trouble. So since I did what she told me to do, and now I feel like she called me Chancey, because I did everything she told me to do. No matter if my brother got mad, my daddy got mad, I did what she told me to do. And I'm catching it. But I want my grandchildren to know that my mama proud of me, because that company is the name she called me. So when they say I work for Chancey, they saying my grandmama proud of her son. See, that's why I'm telling them. See, I'm saying that's my mama saying she proud of me. So you gotta make my mama proud, or don't come under that name, because you can't mess that name up, because then my mama gonna be mad with me. See what I'm saying? So, because that's the name she gave me, and she told me she wanted me to have my own name. See, she named me after my daddy, but she wanted me to have my own name. See, that's why my son is a junior, because I had my own name, Chance. So when she called me Tommy, I was acting like my dad. See, that was when she called me Chance, I was acting like me. So, okay, so now I get that emotion out. So, okay, so let me go back. So attend, for which is defined as to be present for a sovereign, noble and distinguished person for whom name is King Tommy Chancey Counselor Sr. of Four Castles Incorporated, Queen Benita Elaine Epps Castle of Four Castles Incorporated, Queen Tamika Rayshawn Castle of Chancellor Incorporated, and King Tommy Chancey Castle Jr. of Chancellor Incorporated, in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world. So that, now what I'm saying is, once the devil had revealed me, right, I had no choice but to reveal myself. Because how could I reveal evil around me without revealing me? See, so that's why I was trying to tell the courts, listen, according to Section 25 of the Florida Constitution, I have my right of privacy. By you invading my privacy, now you have made me known to the public. Now I can't afford the protections that I would need if I believe that I'm famous. So I know I'm famous, but I don't want to see it. That's all I'm saying. See, I'm saying if you could starve me and I be famous, then you can leave me alone when I be myself. See, I'm saying, why would you mess with me and you done been messing with me? Why don't you go find yourself so I can then be myself? Because I just want to be me. Just for once. I have never been able to actually be me because I have always been fighting who you believe in. My family, my friends, whatever, see? So I never was able to actually be me until I went to court. So now I just want to see me in all my glory, not in your confusion, because this is not me. This is your confusion about me.